A woman who is determined to do something or to change something will definitely go for it and win, even when 100 and 1,000 of people are against that. 2 years ago, I started a poultry farm. Most of you, the old colleagues here, I started a poultry farm and I didn't know how I was going to do it. I was so scared and I did have a lot. That's why we started with 100 birds. Now, with those 100 birds, of course, it was a success, but it had ups and downs. I did not even have it in mind that I will be constructing cages, that I will reach to 1,000 birds or even 500 birds. I thought it was just a trial, but after its success, I actually gradually improved and developed and grew to where I am today. Currently, I'm hoping thousands and hundreds of people to start their dream, to work on their dream, and to succeed. Now, it does not mean that I'm where I want to be. It does not mean that I have it all, and it doesn't mean that I know it all, but I'm someone who started, and most of them followed me here and they got inspired. Currently, we are building cages, and trust me, if I'm not the first person to build these local cages to this, trust me, in Uganda, you will be lying to yourself, because most of these people have been using the Chinese cages, the metal cages, but I did not have the money to do it at once, and I decided to, like, come up with this innovation. And trust me, most people are welcoming it, and most people are consulting, most people are inboxing me, they are calling me, and they need cages, because this is something new that I started, and I did know that it was going to inspire many people. Now, currently, we are building our third chicken cages, and this is going to accommodate 1,500 birds. And we've made so many changes from the first cage or local cages to this. We've made so many changes. For example, you see this wooden mesh that we are using. Previously, or in our first cages, we were using the chicken mesh. Now that is soft. It is soft, but we found so many challenges, including they were breaking like at a higher speed. Like, you put them in, and then after a month, they are breaking because they were soft. Now, in our second cage, we decided to go for another cage, cage 12 and cage 10, just to minimize the space, and we eliminated the first chicken mesh. Still, it was costing us a lot of money. So in our third cage, just like you're seeing, we opted for this one, exactly like this one that you're seeing, that I'm showing you. It is very hard, it is very durable, and it is safe for our chicken cage, because the first mesh we were using nearly breaking, and it could damage the chicken feet, and of course it was discomforting them. Okay, so that leads to low production and stress and all that. So this one, we decided to opt for this. Of course, it is kind of expensive, but of course it's going to last for a long time, because ever since we started using them, actually we used them in our second, like the last cages, and up to now it has been like 6 months and they have not been damaged. They are still strong. So that is the change that we've made. I think you can see it. You cannot cut it if you don't have that machine. Okay, so that is one change that we've made. And then in the next change that we've made is the nipples. Now I think you can see our work is just feeding the chickens. I'll talk about how many times you have to feed the chickens and all that, the effective way of feeding them. Another thing, in the next cages, I think you can see where they feed from. We changed. Before we were using the welded mesh that you can see, but they were breaking and somehow damaging, and damaging the chickens. So in our latest cages, we decided to use completely wood. So we cut wood into smaller woods. I think I'm going to put a picture here on the screen, and that's what we're using because it is safe. It is safe for them. That was just for the safety of the birds who are feeding, because in most cases when they are feeding it is so hard for you to control them. Ziba no mululu. And then we also changed the nipples, because the first nipples, they were zali ziyiwa amazzi, and it wasn't safe for our chicken coop because it has to be dry all the time. So we changed the nipples too, and we opted for other nipples that you're going to see in this video. So if you're there and you want to start a poultry farm or goats farming or anything, please start with what you have. Start with what you have, because you're not going to have it all for you to start. And there are so many things that you're going to learn on the way, which you will not learn before starting. So let no one discourage you. For those who are always looking for quotations, we do make for you quotations. Of course, for example, 100 birds, 150, 2,000, 3,000, for you to know how much you need, of course, to construct a cage for whatever number of birds that you're going to use or you're willing to use. Now, these are the nipples that we using in these latest cages. So if you need consultation, of course, you can inbox me. I always leave the number in the description. And yeah, you can also follow our TikTok page, because we always have of course updated short videos or short clips, just in case we take long to upload here. Thank you for watching. See you in my next video.